at my corporate world who's on my team, he actually had a heart attack and died.
Oof.
He was 32.
That is
No, sorry,
insane.
36. I think it's 36.
Okay.
Regardless, 32, 36.
Yep.
He looked in shape. He had a good job. He had a good paycheck. He had a wife. He had a 2-year-old son. Like, bam, mind blown.
It's insane. Yep.
And what do you think about it? Oh, I'm just going to go back to work. Like, that's how the corporate world moves. You might have a letter. In my experience on birthdays, someone would maybe get a letter. One person would remember the birthday, and that'd be that one person who got everyone else to sign. And then you'd have maybe like an hour party, but like, that's it. There's really not much love there. It's just like, oh, it's your birthday. I get cake. Yay.
Yep. Yeah. When I was working at a Subway, actually, and I was working with this girl. She was the nicest girl, and this was in the news. Actually, it was I think this was before you and I even knew each other. But she got actually murdered in a cemetery near St. Peter, where we went to college.
Damn.
And the next day, like, they're like, yeah, so this person got murdered, and somebody better go stock the bacon. Like, it was, it's just like on to the next thing, and we're like, this is a human being who we worked with, and we're not going to do anything about it. And I think, management, honestly, sometimes they're just afraid to take risks because they don't want to.
Maybe 100%.
Yeah.
I love the maxim. I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yep.
And like, I kind of live my life that way, and it could be good, bad, and ugly, but I've had incredible experiences, and I've had a lot of opportunities that I would never have had if I didn't have the courage to say what I want, ask what I want, or be aggressive and be like, hey, I'm going to go after this. And I think a lot of the times we wait for life to happen to us. And I fall victim to this as well. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? I got imbalances like every other human.
Yep.
But it's okay. You have to accept those imbalances with yourself and learn from yourself, learn from others, be curious.
Yep. Yeah. And if you're not going for, I think I learned in the past that, like, by missing shot, I'm never going to get those shots again. So I take shots that maybe if people are like, oh, why are you doing that? And I'm like, no, because I don't want to miss this opportunity. Like moving to Oregon, a couple of years ago, people are like, oh, I don't know if that's a good idea. My dad was kind of worried, because they're parents and they do that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But I loved it. And yeah, it didn't turn out perfect. It was in some ways very painful. But I have all those awesome memories. It's beautiful out there. I probably want to move back to the West at some point. Who knows? But yeah, if you don't take chances, you're never going to get that opportunity back.
I agree. I resonate with that, because if you didn't have those chances, if you didn't take that pain, we wouldn't be having this exact conversation right now. Yep. Because of all the choices we've made to lead us to this point. Even the 15, 20 minutes we spent switching between apps. Yeah. Like, that's part of the process. Like, who cares?
Like, it just got a bunch of old people learning how to use phones. Like, like, how do you answer this thing? Like,
oh my gosh. Well, that's the thing is, like, I think we're so blessed because, like, we're millennials, and people hate millennials. A lot of people are like, oh, these millennials are, they're spoiled. They think they deserve so much more. They aren't willing to work their hard. I'm like, well, it's not that we're not willing. It's the value of why are we doing this, not following direction, of which, like, I worked in the allowance for credit losses at US Bank. It's a top 5 bank. I was a floor below the CEO. I reported to some high up people, and I was basically told a lot of the time, follow procedure. This is how you do your job. You just follow what to do. And it's like, wait, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. This system sucks. I understand why you want consistency. There's a lot of value there. Like, I agree, but you also have to be able to improve the process, find out what doesn't work, find out where mistakes are made. And you don't know where mistakes are made until you make mistakes. Yep. And that's something that, like, it's a thought experiment. And I think this is something that, Chad, you and I do a good job of.